In today's video, I will be taking a look at another hypothetical 2024 presidential election prediction between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. This is my updated 2024 presidential election prediction. Now, the safe states has already been filled in on your screen. Now it's time for the likely states. For Kamala Harris, the states of Oregon, New Jersey, Delaware, Maine's 1st District, Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia are all considered to be likely states, as well as the state of Illinois, and I believe that is it. Now, these states, they might be slightly more competitive in terms of the margin, but these are pretty solid states for both of their candidates. Now, for Donald Trump, Kansas, South Carolina, Alaska, Iowa, Ohio, Florida, and Texas, as well as Maine's 2nd District, are all considered likely for the Republican former president. Now, only the states of Texas and Florida are maybe contentious. However, Florida has been trending Republican by quite a huge margin in recent years, and although Texas is trending blue, the margins are just not sufficient for Democrats to actually have a realistic chance in the state of Texas or make it within 5 points in the next 2 years. So let's move on to the lean and tilt states. I'm just going to move from the states of Nevada and Arizona all the way up to New England. So I'm going to start off with Nevada. Nevada, I think I'll give it to Trump. This is going to be a very close state, but I think that the Clark County shift is going to the Republican column. Republicans might narrowly lose Washoe County, but I think that they have enough of a base in Clark County to be able to counter Democrats potentially winning Washoe and the Democratic lead in Clark County, and the rural areas are turning out pretty well for the Republican Party, so they should be able to narrowly pull this one out. Arizona as well, I think the Phoenix area, Maricopa County will still go blue, but I think that the margin for Democrats there won't be large enough so that the Republicans could actually have a very, very narrow advantage over Democrat Kamala Harris, and also Harris is just not the most popular candidate. Now for Minnesota. Minnesota will be a lean state for Kamala Harris. She I think will be able to win the state. She's not necessarily the most popular candidate, but again, Democrats have had a pretty strong grip on the state of Minnesota. Now for Wisconsin, it's going to be a lean red state. Wisconsin's trending red by really quite a huge margin. Although the state won't necessarily be safe for either party in a very long time, I do believe that Republicans are pretty much favored in some of the Wisconsin races, especially on the presidential level. Although Tony Evers did win re-election, I think that the state is still trending red, and really many of the rural areas are going much more for the GOP, thus helping them potentially winning the state of Wisconsin. Now for the state of Michigan. Michigan is a state that is really, really close. I'm going to come back to it later. I'm just going to give North Carolina to Trump. I think Trump will definitely win this state. It's not really that contentious at this point. I don't think Democrats are actually trying to win the state, given that Ted Budd did win by 4% here, and Republicans, although winning the state by very narrow margins, similarly to a state like Minnesota, it's still typically going red. The last time it went blue was 2008, and that year Obama only won the state by like 0.2 points in an election that he won the popular vote by 8 points in. Now for the state of Maine's at large, I'll give it to Kamala Harris. I think that Harris will be able to narrowly pull it out. I think Maine's 2nd District's turnout will be slightly higher, but it probably won't be enough for the Republican Party. Now let's go to the state of Georgia. Georgia is probably maybe going to be a tipping point state. I'll give it to Trump. I think Trump will narrowly be able to win this state. It will again be very, very close, but I think Republicans have the narrow edge there because the candidate is Kamala Harris, not someone more popular. Now for the state of New Hampshire, I'll give it to Kamala Harris. It's going to be a very close margin, but I think Harris has the narrow advantage. I think that Trump does have the narrow advantage in the 2nd District of Nebraska. I think that people really didn't like Trump in that district. That's why they voted for Biden by 7 there. However, Kamala Harris is just not the greatest candidate to be able to win that district. I think that Trump will also win Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is Biden's home state. Yes, Fetterman did win by 5, and yes, Shapiro won by 16. But at the end of the day, Pennsylvania is a swing state, and I think if Democratic turnout slightly lower because Kamala Harris is on the ballot, it's probably going to help the Republican Party winning the state. Michigan, I'm going to give it to Harris because I think that 2022 has shown that Democrats can still do pretty well in the Rust Belt. Polls don't always overestimate the Democratic Party. They sometimes do also overestimate the Republicans. So I'm gonna give Michigan to the Democratic candidate. Now, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.